What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Gaming with the Bros podcast.
Hello. Episode number 19?
19, yeah, 19.
Yeah.
I'm here with my brother, Nick, as always. My name is Harrison. Welcome to the show, guys. So, Nick, how's your
Wait,
quarantine life going?
are we playing the intro? Or are we?
No, I'll do the intro. Like, I'll add it.
Oh, like post
post.
edit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you.
Oh no, you're fine.
But quarantine life is going well.
I feel like the whole world is derailed right now, so it's all good.
Yeah, I feel like it has been one of the longest weeks.
Yes.
That I've ever had.
Yeah, same here. It felt like, because just like every day I was expecting to go in and either they're going to tell me to go home or like the laptop was going to come in so we can start working from home, and none of that ever happened. So it just felt like super long.
And I'm sure most of the day you're just thinking about it, right? You're
Oh
just
yeah.
Like, when's the announcement going to come that you're working from home?
I mean, we keep getting like a bunch of emails about like staying safe and washing your hands and blah blah blah, but that's about it. But my laptop did get ordered.
Nice.
So hopefully it comes either tomorrow or Tuesday or sometime next week, hopefully, and then that I can start working from home. So
are you ready to work from home? Do you have your setup? I mean, I know you have your recording room, your gaming room.
Yeah. That's where I would just hopefully be able to do it.
Okay.
And then obviously a lot of people are working from home, so if you hear stuff in the background, I'm sure people probably understand.
Yeah.
Going forward.
I feel like everybody's kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
Some people worse than others. Some people are just like in their kitchen.
Yeah.
With a bunch of kids around. Like it varies from person to person, but
yeah, I'm sure it's kind of difficult. I've never worked from home before, so it's kind of interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, it was a really, really long week.
Yeah, I feel like every day was like something else happened or some sort of news happened. Like I've just been watching the cases go up in the U.S.
Yep.
Like every day, and
yeah, I try to watch like all the White House briefings and stuff when I can.
Yeah, which are actually like pretty long. Like
yeah,
I watched one on I think Friday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like an hour and a half each.
They're pretty long, like especially when they start asking questions and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but I ended up going home to High Point on Thursday because I had to drop my car up because Alicia and I moved in together, so we only were allowed one car.
Mm-hmm.
So like I took mine back because mine was
is that per like the apartment complex's rules?
Yeah, because we have a one bedroom.
Oh, okay.
We're only allowed one car. Like if we had a two bedroom, we could have two cars, but because we had one, we can only have one car.
That's still weird.
It's kind of weird. I mean, I get it because there's limited space, and it's kind of like on the cusp of DC, so it's like even less.
I guess
space
most people are probably commuting anyways.
Yeah. Like I don't need a car. We only use at most one car, like once a week.
Yeah.
Because we can walk to the grocery store, we can metro to work, and I mean, right now we're working from home, so
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's definitely understandable. I guess it's just a little different. Like if it was around like where I live, and they told me you could only have one car, that'd be kind of bonkers. But yeah, but in like a city environment, yeah, I can definitely understand that.
Yeah. So I went home to take the car back. Did a few other important errands, and then came back here on Sunday. So
cool.
It was nice to spend a few days at home. I kind of felt under the weather. It wasn't like anything serious, but like I was just like, oh, like I kind of feel like a little something in my throat. I don't really want to see too many people.
So that's kind of funny. Like earlier this week, I think of like on Tuesday morning, like I woke up with like my throat was like a little scratchy, and I can feel like some phlegm in my throat a little bit.
Yeah.
So I just started taking a couple cough drops in the morning on my way to work, and then it was usually fine. But like today, my throat has been a little bit more scratchy, so I'm like, but
it's like I don't want to be paranoid and be kind of,
I mean, but no fever or anything like that. No coughing really.
Yeah, so. Me and the parents were all testing our temperatures throughout the weekend, and
seriously,
yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
Nothing.
sure Dad made you.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Well, it's
But
pretty.
no, nothing bad though.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty crazy because like the way they swab or the way that they test you for the coronavirus, they stick like that Q-tip all the way down like your nasal, and like it touches the back of your like nasal cavity. So
Uh-huh.
it's pretty like
Pretty.
invasive.
That's not good. Well, they have a new or like a proposed new way of doing it, right? That's only like a 45-minute result.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's less intrusive. But
Yeah, hopefully, because yeah, it doesn't seem like it's too fun,
yeah.
especially for people that are like just overly worried
Hmm.
about it. Like I don't know, but but yeah, really long week. Still at work. About
Hmm.
half the office is out. Um, so yeah, it's just like kind of like last week, just like an overwhelming sense of like dread going on. So
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
getting worse.
And now, as far as like quarantining, are you trying to stay at home as much as possible?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I
because like,
mean,
well, for me, working, going to work and stuff, like I'm already
mm,
out with around people, and like I went to the liquor store on Friday just to like
mhm,
stock up on some stuff, just because I didn't know. I know they're closing early, like ours closed at 7 now.
mhm.
So I didn't want it to like all of a sudden they shut down. You're like, oh gosh, I need stuff. So
Yeah,
I went and stocked up, and then I've been a food line a few times this week, just kind of getting some stuff here and there. But yeah, it's pretty. The grocery stores are pretty empty
pretty
food
bare.
wise. It's pretty crazy.
And it was kind of weird. Like I went to play disc golf on Saturday,
Yeah,
and I went by myself. Like didn't want to like I don't know like be involved with any other parties of people.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
got there and there were just a bunch of groups of people, like 8+ people just in
Jeez.
groups playing. And I was like, dude, like what are you doing? And then I was going into the back nine and I was waiting behind a couple of groups, and one of them was like a dad with two sons,
Yeah,
and he was like, "Hey, like we're like it's taking a while. Like, do you want to play with us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I was like trying to keep my distance, but his sons, like both of them, kept coming up and like talking to me, like you know, like younger kids do. They'll
yeah,
just
yeah,
like get up all up in your space and like talk to you, and like one of the kids was trying to cheers me because he saw my like water bottle. She
yeah,
was trying to touch water bottles, and I was like, oh, I don't know if we should do that. And then he was trying to hold my discs. And I was like,
yeah,
man, this is and like the dad was like kind of in the same boat as me. He was like, yeah, like you shouldn't like mess with strangers right now. Like you shouldn't get too close. And I was like, I mean, it's got to be so hard with kids who don't really
You
understand
don't understand it. Well, that's
why you
like
should be away.
that kind of happened on Friday when I came home from work. Like Kaylee is selling those candy bars or whatever to raise money for the school.
Hmm.
Um, and obviously we haven't really taken her anywhere. I was going to take it to work and set it up, but then I just, tons of different people touching stuff.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
she was trying to go over across the street. There's this older lady that lives across the street. She's
Mhm.
like, well, can I go over there and try to sell her a candy bar? I said, yeah. And then like she started to walk away. I'm like, actually, no. I mean, especially since she's older, like I don't even want,
You can't risk
yeah,
it
you can't risk it or anything. So it's very yeah, it's very difficult to try to like, teach kids to kind of, it's a little bit of personal distance, personal space right
because I'm
now.
sure she wanted to have like sleepovers and hangouts.
Yeah, well, the only thing, she's been going over to like our friend's house across the street, but even now I'm like, I don't know if it gets much worse. We might have to stop that too, just because.
Yeah,
I mean, who knows where their parents go or where they work, or so
yeah, and not even like at a
crazy.
fault of their own. Like it
Yeah,
could
yeah.
just happen, you know.
So
So
yeah,
it's
that
I
that
mean
might be
it's
coming to an end pretty soon as well.
mhm.
And it's like our teacher's been sending us stuff all the time. Like I think tomorrow Brittany's gonna go over to the school and pick up a textbook so they can do some more studying and tests and
Okay.
stuff like that. So a lot of
Do
it's
they
moving
have
online.
do they have like like year-end tests, like EOGs or anything?
Yes, yeah, they do.
Are
I
those
don't know
still
how they'll do
on?
that. I have no idea.
Because I know a lot of
Maybe they'll probably have to take it
AP
online.
tests. Yeah, I know a lot of AP tests got canceled, and like a lot of year-end tests for high schoolers, they're just getting axed for the year.
Yeah, I mean they're saying that schools aren't probably going to open up until next school year in September.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what can you do at this point?
yeah, so we're just trying to keep her busy and keep saying, look, you're not on vacation. It's definitely not a vacation. You
Yeah,
gotta
this isn't a spring break.
yeah. It's I mean it's if I was in school back then, yeah, I'd probably be pretty excited too.
Yeah.
But I mean I guess.
Same.
But yeah, it's not like a snow day. It's
It's like you still got to learn.
yeah, you still gotta like learn and stuff, especially
Yeah.
yeah, you're going to go into middle school, but yeah, enough Corona talk.
Let's get into some good news. I know we've had a lot of time to play some games this week, or at least I have.
Yep. So so gaming season is upon us. It's started out with Animal Crossing and Doom, which I do want to play Doom, but I just didn't want to buy it. Like Animal Crossing, I'll play that for a long time, but I don't know about Doom.
Yeah, yeah. I also think it's just so great that Animal Crossing and Doom are releasing on the same day. I think it's fantastic.
Well,
that
it's funny
Doom
because
was-
like the developers have been going back and forth with like
yeah,
it's pretty cool. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was a super. And there's totally different games, so it's kind of funny.
it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like all the
Yeah,
artwork.
let's go ahead and dive into what we've been playing. Obviously, Nick will probably talk about Ori and Animal Crossing towards the end since we both
Okay,
played
yeah.
those. So if you
Yeah, I
want to
do
go ahead
have
and
a
start.
few. So I know last week I was kind of bitching about Slay the Spire, saying I was pretty terrible,
I'm no
but
good.
I was like, oh, I'm no good at Slay the Spire. So I think it was the first time I picked it up after we had that podcast.
Yeah,
I beat it.
nice.
I crushed the final boss. Like it wasn't even close. Like I still had like a relic that could bring me back to half life,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, I was so good. So
Oh,
what it did that was different, and I know you probably don't care. Well, a lot of people probably don't care, but this is exciting to me, so I'm gonna say it.
say it.
So like for every other run that I had done before, I had gone in with like a purely offense base, and I had little defense cards.
Okay.
But I mean, as we all know, what makes a good offense
It's a good defense.
a good defense.
Yeah.
So I went really, really hard on the defense. So I had a card that every time I played a defensive card, I did damage. And then I
Okay.
had a card that every time I did damage, I gained defense. So then
Oh,
every time I gained that defense, I did damage. So then it was kind of like a
nice.
double whammy of like anytime I played a card of any sort, I was doing damage of some sort and I was gaining defense. So I
You're
was
just,
able
like,
to block
stacking
out.
up.
Yeah, so I was able to block out these like strong attacks, but I was also doing damage in the meantime.
That's awesome.
So I don't want to say that's how you beat the game,
But
but but that's how.
but that's really cool that you can switch it up like that.
I mean, after like 20 plus runs, I was like, okay, I need to
Yeah,
do something different.
you're just kind of knocking your head against the wall, and you got to figure some different strategy out.
Yeah, but that was just with one character, and there are two others. I think there's one more coming next week. I think it's already on PC, but it's coming to Switch. So I'm
Sweet.
gonna try to play some more with the other characters
Yeah.
and just kind of go from there. But I think I'm gonna still keep playing. Like I've loved it. Like it's like especially after like I think this is the first roguelike that I've actually beaten. And man, it feels pretty good. Not gonna lie.
I do need to check it out.
Yeah, you should. It's you liked Hearthstone, like you liked
Yeah, I love like card
Witcher.
battlers and stuff. So
Yeah, like you
I'm not a
love it.
huge roguelike kind of guy.
I'm not either,
But
but
it
I
sounds
love
like
it.
it's pretty different than like your typical roguelike. So
It's
I definitely
it's pretty manageable, like in
yeah,
terms of like what you're actually doing. And
right.
yeah. So like I love that, and I saw that. So you've played SteamWorld Dig, right?
Yes, like the original.
So you never played the second one?
No,
My God,
I
the
wasn't like
second one.
super into the first one, but I
The
mean that was a while ago.
The second one is like one of the best Metroidvanias you could play.
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, if you're looking to get into Metroidvanias, get SteamWorld Dig. I mean, I know you're
Sold me, man.
No, yeah, seriously, SteamWorld Dig 2, I cannot recommend it enough.
And it's on
Like,
Switch, right?
Yeah, it's
Double
discounted
whammy.
all the time. Oh, it's so good. But what I can't remember what their Image and Form is a developer for SteamWorld.
Mm-hmm.
They've had like SteamWorld Dig, SteamWorld Dig 2, SteamWorld Heist, and last year they released SteamWorld Quest, which is a card battler. And I was like, I've been pretty into card games recently with between The Witcher and Slay the Spire. So I got SteamWorld Quest, and I think I got it on Saturday, and I've played through a few chapters, and it's definitely less complicated than Slay the Spire,
Mm-hmm.
but it's nice because it's an RPG, so you can go back and face other enemies if you're not strong enough to face the boss or whatever.
Yeah,
It's nice that you're not constantly losing progress.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm playing it on the hardest difficulty, which I think is the best one to play it on. I've heard that medium is like too easy, and easy is just way too easy
Mm-hmm.
for like a normal gamer, I guess. I don't know. But hard is like definitely a good challenge. I think I'm on chapter 3, and I lost to the chapter 2 boss, and I had to go back and like grind a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been pretty fun. Like I love Image and Form. Like the studio is amazing. I love supporting everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for SteamWorld Dig 3 and SteamWorld Quest 2 if they make that. So I'm just trying to help get them there as fast as possible.
Heck yeah.
But SteamWorld Quest is really good. I'd recommend it for anyone who likes like card battlers.
Sweet. Yeah. Yeah. There's. I mean, I love like. I mean, even Hearthstone. They
Mhm.
announced a new class, and this is the first new class they've had since the game released. And
Oh
I've
wow.
kind of fallen off Hearthstone a little bit. I haven't played it too much, but
Mhm.
I might end up jumping back into it after that. But yeah, card battlers are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely dig them.
I
And then,
remember you were really into Hearthstone.
oh my god, like it
Like
got bad.
that was like
It
that
got
was the
really
game to
bad,
play.
especially like on the like I could play it on my phone. So like
Mhm.
yeah, it got.
I remember you bought like every expansion that came out
I
to a
bought
certain point, right?
like yeah, I bought like 3 or 4 of their expansions, and sometimes I mean they were $20, and that was for like a single player expansion, and then the multiplayer stuff was like 50 or something like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I had to love Hearthstone. Yeah, SteamWorld Quest it seems pretty interesting. So
Yeah,
I've
yeah, it's
definitely
really
got some
good.
games after well, there is no after Animal Crossing. I'll be playing that thing forever, but
I mean, with all the seasons and all the
yeah.
events, I mean, it's just. But we can get into that later. I guess we gotta get to Ori first. But what have you been playing aside from Ori and Animal Crossing?
So I checked out the Resident Evil 3 demo. Have you played it?
I have not played it yet.
Oh, okay.
I went home and I didn't bring my Xbox. I just had my Switch.
Gotcha. So I did like, and I put it up on YouTube. I did like a demo impressions or whatever.
Okay.
Seems really good. I mean, it's just like RE2 control wise.
Hmm.
There's like a new dodge mechanic in the game, which is kind of
Nice.
like it's kind of like a step dodge. Like you can step backwards or forwards, and then if you time it just perfectly, you'll roll, which is pretty cool. Um, but yeah,
Like time it perfectly is in like time it right when they're like
yeah,
trying to
right
hit
when they're
you.
swinging at
Basically.
you or what have you, you'll do like a little roll, and like the screen will kind of like lighten, like it does
Mhm.
some sort of like on screen, not notification, but like
Like a blur effect.
yeah, like a blur effect, to show you that you did it perfectly.
Nice.
But yeah, it seems really cool. I mean, it's just like RE2. I mean, the zombies, like when you're shooting them, they like fall apart and stuff. It's super awesome. Um, and then Nemesis, oh my gosh, like the
Does
first
he
time,
show up in the demo?
yeah, he shows up in the demo for like uh, maybe about a minute. It's like towards the end of the demo, but yeah, he's yeah, comparing him to Mr. X, it's like night and day. I mean, he's super fast. Like he runs at you. He can like if you escape and go around him, he'll jump up in the air and like land in front of you. Like it's pretty crazy.
That's so
He
annoying.
didn't have any weapons at this point.
But he does get a rocket
He does
launcher.
have like a rocket and like flamethrower and stuff. So
Mhm.
I'm super looking forward to it. But the only gripe that I had with the demo is when the zombies attack you, you get like the A button pops up on the screen. You have to tap it as fast as you can to escape. And for
Right.
whatever reason, I could never do it right where I was able to escape. They always bit me, which was I don't know if I just wasn't quick enough. I'm not really sure. Like it was a little frustrating because like every time a zombie touched me, like I'd always get bit.
Are you supposed to mash A as fast as
Yeah,
you can,
you're
or is it
supposed
like
to
a
mash it
time
like a
thing?
like a quick time, button or whatever.
QTE or something like that.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a little frustrating. So I don't know if that was an issue with the demo, because I mean I felt like I could tap a freaking button as fast as I need to, but
Right.
so that was a little frustrating, but it was super cool. Like the demo was great. I enjoyed everything else, um, despite that issue. But yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like it's gonna be incredible, just like RE2 was.
I mean, I'm already sold on it. Like, I
Oh yeah, I didn't
I'm
need the demo, but they announced that it was coming out on Thursday, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna at least try it. They
and
also
then
they
they have
also have the Project Resistance beta downloaded as well, but that doesn't start until I think the 27th of March and
mhm.
goes until the release day of RE3. So I'm excited to try that out because I went back and watched that trailer for Resistance, and it looks like it could be pretty cool. I mean, it's 4 versus 1, and the one is like the mastermind or whatever.
to be able to play as Mr. X or Nemesis.
Yeah, so
That'd be
I think
sick.
you can like control the map and control like where the zombies come from and stuff, and then if you need to,
Mhm.
you can use Mr. X or whatever. So that seems like it's gonna be a pretty cool, like different multiplayer experience than what we're kind of used to. With
I
your
think
typical Call of Duties and all those games that are out.
if there's any game to do like an asymmetric multiplayer game, I think it would be Resident Evil,
Oh
just
yeah,
because
there's
those
so many enemies.
yeah, those bosses are like they're so good. Like
Yeah. Oh
Mr.
yeah. Dude,
X,
Resident Evil has like
Nemesis.
awesome bosses.
Yeah.
So but yeah, that was and then I've been playing. I picked up Hollow Knight again. I haven't played that since Ori came out.
Okay.
I ended up beating one of the bosses that I got stuck against. Well, I shouldn't say stuck. I only tried it like once or twice and died, and it was just like,
Mhm.
I'm done for this
Don't want to go
for a
back.
minute. And then I came back and
Which
it is the Soul Master boss.
is just one guy.
It's one guy. He's like big and he floats around. He has like those flying orbs around him that he shoots at you.
Okay.
It was pretty easy once you know how to do it, which I mean that's kind
Mhm.
of the case for most bosses in that game. But yeah, it was a cool boss fight, and
Nice.
the power I got was where you could like jump up in the air and slam down.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really
So
good one.
it started opening up some more spots in the game. So I'll definitely be picking that up here and
Yeah.
there between Animal Crossing.
Nice.
But
It's definitely like a slow burn game, or it can be if
yeah,
you want. Like,
you'll definitely get lost pretty quickly, which can be a little frustrating, I guess. Compared to Ori,
mhm.
which I've never got lost in Ori. Um,
Right.
but and it's a lot darker of a tone too, so it's kind of like very melancholy, I guess. It's just
Just constantly.
yeah, it's kind of it's almost like it's super depressing. Like the world is super depressing. So
Right.
it's just kind of like it adds that, and then like the frustration of boss fights, and then you can lose your what do they call them, the gems or souls or whatever the currency
Mhm.
is in the game. So I mean, add all that together, it's like a little bit of a depressing world. So
Right.
other than that, you want to go ahead and jump into Ori?
Let's do it. Let's get into it.
So spoilers for nah, it's too early. We won't spoil it.
Yeah, let's not spoil it yet.
Yeah.
I do
So
have some gripes I still want to get out though.
yeah, go ahead.
So I finished the game and I wasn't 100% complete as of yet.
Yep.
Definitely not as far as like you were when you finished it. I don't think. Like I know you had like all of the health, all of the mana, magic, whatever.
Yeah. So I've 100%ed it.
Okay. I I beat it. I went back for about 2 or 3 hours
Hmm.
and like the performance of the game made me stop playing. I said, "You know what? I'm going to wait cuz this is not fun to jump around the world with all the abilities that I have,
Hmm.
which are so fantastic,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
is completely like shut off by the performance issues." So I just stopped.
Yeah. That's pretty much how I felt. I was pretty close. I was about 98% done when
Mhm.
I actually beat the game. So I mean, I only had a little bit, a couple quests left to do and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm right there with you. I looked at the website today, and they said as of I think the 20th, they were working on a patch to get out as soon as possible.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, it's a little frustrating because, like you said, the powers and abilities you get in that game are so awesome, and they just flow together so well. And
Mhm.
just to have the frame rate issues, and I had the game straight up crash on me a couple
Yeah.
days ago. It just takes you out of that game so fast. You know, in a game where you got to go fast. I mean, you're literally swiping, and I'm not swiping, but you're zooming across the levels.
Mhm.
It's so cool. Like you just feel like you're doing like trick shots and stuff. Or
Yeah, yeah.
so, yeah, it's super frustrating. And if people are listening and they're frustrated with it, I would just wait
Just
like you're
wait.
doing, and just wait until that patch comes out, because it's gonna be so much better. I mean, it's already an absolutely just about perfect game in my eyes, and with that patch, it'll boost it up even further. So
Especially like and I'm not gonna spoil anything, but when you get like the final abilities,
yeah,
which feel like the penultimate abilities of a game like Ori,
yeah,
is just dampened by these performance issues. It takes so much away from the game,
yeah,
more so than like performance issues in Link's Awakening would.
yeah.
Like
I mean, those are almost. I mean, what?
comparatively, those are minuscule.
Yeah, I mean, even in Link's Awakening, I mean, the only performance issue I had was just like running around the overworld.
Right.
But like once you were in the dungeons, like they were pretty. It was pretty good. Like it was pretty perfect.
But like
Um,
any recent frame rate issues I've had are like nothing in comparison to what I've had
yeah,
with Ori.
yeah, it's just such a frustrating experience. And with the original Ori, I mean, I had so much fun going back and
Mhm.
um, going back after I've completed the game to unlock all the rest of the abilities, because you just had all the powers and you could just
You can sit through
go
it.
crazy. It was just so much fun, and this felt like more of a chore. I felt obligated to complete it. I kind of wish I would have just waited for the patch, to be honest, but
And
um,
it's not a product of the design of the game. It's a product of the nature of the
yeah,
performance of the game. Like it's I think the structure of the game is built really, really well, almost perfectly. It's just it doesn't run well.
yeah.
Like
I mean, the game came out 11 days ago, so hopefully it'll get patched pretty, this week. I would imagine. Um,
yeah. I mean
coronaviruses aside, that's probably affected a little bit of it. I mean, but
right.
according to Moon Studios' website, they are actively working on a fix for it. And I know there's a couple of achievements that are blocked. I didn't get the achievement for like beating the game. So I mean, there's definitely some bugs with it. So
I mean I don't know
it gets fixed.
how I don't know what state Blind Forest was in when it launched.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Obviously, like we played it like 4 years later,
yeah, exactly.
so it's. I mean, who knows? But I hope that they can get it to a point where it's running smoothly, because it could be one of the best platformers of the generation.
Oh yeah,
If
it's definitely
I
going
mean,
to be.
I think it still is. Like regardless of the issues, but if they could fix those, it would make that even better.
Yeah. Well, I booted it up today, a little bit ago, and well, it was normally like it's perfect, and then like it'll just kind of stutter for a few seconds and then go back to being perfect again as far as frame rate goes. But the
Mm.
whole time I was playing, I only played for about a minute or so. Like it dropped down to like 10 frames per second. It was just so choppy. Like
And this is
the
Blind
whole
Forest, or is
experience.
it
No, this is the new one,
okay?
Will the Wisp. Like it was just so choppy, and I was like, it got worse. Like I don't understand.
What the heck's
So,
happening, man?
but yeah. Other than that, I mean, it's an absolutely fantastic game, and if you've got Game Pass and you like Metroidvania style games, I would definitely get it. Just wait a couple days so they can patch it, and then play it.
Yeah,
Because yeah,
I
if
know
I
it
had
might.
known that it would have been this bad, I mean, I probably would have gone ahead and played it anyways, but it would have been a better experience to not have to deal with these issues.
Yeah, and I know it sounds like we're kind of harping on the game a lot, but
Yeah.
it's strictly the performance. Like everything else, I think is perfect.
Oh yeah, everything else is awesome. I mean, like the boss fights are great, the chase scenes are great.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm so glad that they kept the chase scenes, because those are
they're
like definitely
amazing.
some of the like the most badassery moments in the game. Just feeling so cool, escaping and if you had just barely missed that jump, you would have died. So
Oh, speaking of which, I played the. Uh, I'm trying to remain as spoiler free as possible, but I played the sand section, the escape
oh
sand
yes,
section. That was so hard. It
it
took
was
me
hard.
so many tries to do.
Yeah, that one took me a while too.
But you actually didn't need it for that um that level that we were talking about, because you thought that maybe like I would need it, like that ability
Oh,
for.
for the water area.
Yeah, you don't need it actually.
Oh, okay.
You needed it for like some secret spots, but
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
yeah, but there were workarounds. That's
How'd
what
you
it
like
is.
that boss fight? That was a pretty cool one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Yeah,
It was hard. It was really hard
yeah. It took me quite a few tries to beat him, but
because you really couldn't regain health after that halfway point.
not really. I mean, it's kind of like Hollow Knight. Like it's very hard in between fighting to gain health.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, especially in the second half because you're completely underwater. So,
Yeah, so I had to
or just
like
about.
I had to gain health on like when the water was coming up, and then
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
readjust.
yeah. Ori, great game, great game.
Great game.
All right, so let's jump into the meat of the week here.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
Oh,
So I've played a little bit of New Leaf, and
okay.
I could not get into it at all. I don't know if just because it was on the 3DS and it just kind of I don't know what the deal was with it, but the time I played with it today, because I was very hesitant. Like I didn't get it Friday when it came out.
Mhm.
I didn't pre-purchase it or anything because I was still like on the edge. But then yesterday I bought it and I was like, I'm just gonna get it. I think I'll enjoy it. I mean, it looks great. So, but booted it up. Absolutely love it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's it's one of those games where I don't think you can necessarily play it for hours and hours on end. I
No.
mean, and I'm very very early, so I don't know if it hasn't quite opened up yet. Um, I mean, I'm sure there's stuff you can do, but like I just paid off my debt to Tom Nook, the 5,000
5,000
miles
Nook
or whatever.
miles.
So I've got the house currently being built. It should be ready tomorrow. So that's kind of where I'm at with the game. I've crafted everything that I can craft. Making money is super easy in the game. I mean, just selling all the stuff.
Right. And things
But
respawn pretty fast too, like
the
fish.
only
And
thing that's,
worms.
and I don't know if I'm just not looking correctly, but there doesn't seem to be any storage options as of right now.
So I feel like I'm on like a day ahead of you.
Right.
So I can tell you that there are storage
Okay.
options. I'm Do you mind if I like
Oh, I
it's
don't
not like
care.
spoilers. Okay, cool. So when you get your house, I think tomorrow you'll be able to get a house and you'll go into some debt. But when you get a house, you can store things in that house. Like not store it like physically in the house, but
Hmm.
store it like in an inventory in the house.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
So you can do
Yeah,
that, and then you can
sweet.
gain more storage outside of the house as well.
Okay.
Um, there's like an item wheel you can unlock.
Yeah, I've got that. Like the
Okay, you've got that.
where you can see your tools and stuff.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
that
that's
that,
a
that was
lot
pretty cool.
better.
I like that.
So do you have the pole, the vaulting pole where you can jump over the water?
No, I haven't got that yet. I was wondering how they were gonna expand the island because I figured you could do bridges at some point,
Yeah, I think
but
it's
I just
like
wasn't
kind
there
of
yet.
randomly introduced, but I got
Yeah.
it either today or yesterday. So that opens it up a lot.
Cool.
And then I think at some point you can get a ladder, so you can get up to like the higher point of the island.
Hmm.
And
Sweet.
then yeah, so I feel like it does a really good job of gradually opening up, especially to new players.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Well,
overwhelming.
exactly. Because like exactly what I was gonna say. Because
Mhm.
yeah, it's a very, I don't want to say slow burn because I was never like, man, I just want to get this thing going. Like it was,
Yeah,
nice to kind of get introduced into the world and like the mechanics and if you talk to Tom Nook, he'll let you know what you need to do. And like the
right.
main thing at first is just kind of fish and catch butterflies and centipedes and stuff like that. So that's how you kind of get to the option of bringing the museum curator into the island. So I think he's on the way. He's not. I've got the spot set up for him, but he's not there yet.
Do you have a bunch of critters and creatures set up outside of his place? Because you
No, I
can
don't.
when you catch a butterfly or fish, you can like set them down, and
Yeah.
it'll set down in an aquarium. So you can just
Oh,
leave him outside of his place. So when he actually builds the museum, you can just take him right inside. So that's what I've done. I like when I catch like
okay. Well, I
unique
didn't know
fish.
because like when you find new species, you give him a Tom Nook and he sends them over to him. So I didn't know if like you need multiple of the same species. I usually just sell them.
So you haven't talked to the guy yet, right?
No,
You
no,
just
he hasn't come to the island yet.
okay. So I think Tom Nook sends the originals to the guy, but if you catch any originals in the meantime, you should just set them outside
Okay.
of the museum because then
Okay.
you can give them to him when he comes in.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll start doing that because yeah, that's why I asked about the inventory because I'm having like
It fills
inventory
up
problems
constantly.
like crazy.
Yeah, you can expand it
Okay, sweet.
pretty
Yeah, that
quickly.
was like the only gripe I have like so far about the game, but
It takes some Nook miles though, so you should save your miles for the next day.
okay, cool.
I think it's like 5,000 or something.
Okay, okay.
But it's nice though because you can get Nook miles pretty fast
Oh yeah,
just by
yeah. There's
doing
tons of
like
stuff you can do.
random stuff around the island.
So what'd you name your island?
So I named mine Eventide
Eventide?
after the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild's island.
Very cool. I went in a very similar route. I named my island Koholint.
Oh, nice. The one from Link's Awakening, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
We were thinking the same thing.
And
Just about.
then so it's kind of interesting. So like I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but
Yeah.
I have two Switches. Animal Crossing doesn't allow you to cross save between the two. So I have that island on the Switch Lite, and then I have the island that Alicia and I are playing on like the regular Switch. So like in order to do that, I had to switch the primary user over to the regular Switch in order to have another profile on there
So
because you need another profile to have two people on an island, which doesn't make a ton of sense because for some reason, if you have a secondary console, you can't have more than one profile. I guess I don't know.
so
I
you,
don't know
you
why.
initially started it on the light.
Yeah, and I still have the separate saves like between the light and the regular. It's just I had to switch the primary console over to the main, like I guess the big switch
Yeah,
because I needed another person on there. Like I needed
exactly. Yeah.
another profile.
Now, does Alicia need um does she need to have a Nintendo Switch Online account?
No, she just has like a regular offline account
Okay.
and she can use that one. So like you
Okay.
get like if you have like one Switch, it's super simple. You can just have like what you can have 8 profiles on one Switch. You could have
Yeah.
you could have all of them come onto your one island.
Well, I asked because when Brittany and I had played Diablo for the first time, she was just going to use her character that she has, like her account, but it had to have you had to pay for it. You had to pay for a subscription to play on the same
Okay.
console.
Okay.
So like I just bought the family plan for $35, so that way everybody's got it.
Yeah.
I mean that's not super expensive for a year or whatever,
Right.
but yeah, that was a little annoying, I guess. But
Yeah. So you don't need to do that for
okay,
Animal Crossing. You just need to close out the game from your main console or from your main profile. Start up the game from the second. Go through kind of the introductory like ceremony. It's a lot shorter with a secondary profile than it is with a primary.
cool.
Then you close out, open up with the primary, call in the secondary, and you're good to go. The secondary is like super, super limited in terms of what they can do, but you can easily switch over like between the leader, like from the primary to the secondary.
Now, do they have if you're the leader
Yeah.
and another player is playing with you, do they have full control, or do they have to be tagged with you?
They they follow your camera, if that makes sense. So like
Okay, so
wherever
but
you're
if they're within the screen, can they move around?
yeah, they can move
Okay,
around.
okay, cool, cool.
They just can't access their full inventory, but they can access all of their equipment,
Tools. Okay, okay,
all
that's what I
their
was
tools.
curious. I didn't know if they had to like constantly be like attached to you, or if they had like some sort of like motion that they could do.
Right.
But yeah, that makes sense that it's within the camera because you wouldn't want, and especially if it's not
Split
like
screen.
split screen.
Yeah, but if you're catching your own stuff or you're like shaking trees and getting your own apples or oranges, if one person shakes the Joy Cons, it'll go over to the other person. That person will be the leader. They can access their inventory, see what they have, or they could go craft some stuff. So it's like,
And then the second player, anything that they collect goes to that little box in Tom Nook's place or building. Is that what that little box is for?
uh, I I think it stays in your inventory, but it just shows up when you switch the leaders.
Okay. What is that? You know what box I'm talking about?
I know what box you're talking about with like the scraps.
Well, it doesn't show any. It does. There's nothing in there yet, so I figured it had something to do with like
So
the multiplayer, but I don't know.
I had stuff show up for me before I did multiplayer, but
Oh,
it was just like 2 items. I don't really know where they came from or how it happened.
yeah,
They
weird.
Yeah, I don't know the specifics on that.
Mm,
Um, there might be some sort of connection to multiplayer, even though it
maybe.
showed up before I did it. But
But yeah, the game is super. I mean, it's obviously like super beautiful and like
yeah,
cutesy, and you know,
t-
it's very very nice.
today was the first time I played it on the big screen,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and man, it's freaking beautiful
yeah.
on the
It's cool,
TV.
like the fact that it, obviously it the big aspect of this game is it's constantly connected to your current time zone,
Mhm.
your current location and stuff like that. So like you can gradually play throughout the day, and like the sun will start going down. You can, if you play it up at 12 o'clock at night, it's going to
Right.
be nighttime. The only time it's not like that is when you first play. It's always going to be daylight, and I think once you sleep for the first time, everything sets to your time zone,
Yeah,
which is
it'll
super
sync up.
cool. So I wonder, I don't know how deep that connection goes. I don't know if it follows like your local forecast, where like rain, snow, all that kind of stuff. That would be
Mhm.
very interesting if it does that. I
I don't
don't I
think it
don't know if it
does
goes that deep.
because mine was raining yesterday,
Oh, okay.
and we didn't have rain
Okay. Yeah, I haven't had any sort
yesterday.
of weather effects yet. It's just been just been sunny or whatever. But
I think it's just like purely like 4 seasons, like
okay.
yeah, spring, summer, fall, winter.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just a game like this. You can just play forever. It seems like,
You
which is
really can like and catching new bugs and catching new fish. I don't know why, but it's just so exciting.
it is.
When you see like the yes icon show, I'm like,
Yeah,
damn it, I did it again.
yeah.
I caught a new fish.
But yeah, I'm pretty invested so far. I really do enjoy it.
Yeah,
Um, I'm
it's
glad
really
this
fun.
is probably like I'm just going to consider this my first Animal Crossing, but I'm glad I got it, and can
It it
see what
it
happens.
it just feels more like more. I don't know if it's more accessible, but it feels like you can do a lot more in this game than you could in New Leaf.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
why.
with,
Like
like especially when the terraforming and stuff starts opening up, like I'm really curious to see how that works and stuff like that.
yeah,
But have you tried multiplayer at all? Have you tried going to other people's islands?
um, I have not. So I saw you texting me earlier
Yeah.
about playing. I was in the middle of like setting up Alicia on playing, so
Oh, okay,
I didn't
okay.
get back to you. But I before you texted me, I was able to go in and like physically open up my islands to
Hmm.
other players. So I think that's how you do it.
Well,
Is you have to go in.
yeah, so it's it's very Nintendo. But so yeah, you could, and I've got a couple of people on my friends list that are playing. So I don't. When I went to search to find an island, it just came up with some random island that it's one of my friends. I don't know who they were. It just said the island's
Mhm.
name. So I don't know what the option is when multiple people are playing. If there's like a list that comes up, but I was able to go to somebody's island, and they were pretty. I mean, they were pretty far ahead of me. I mean, I was probably about a day or so. I mean, they had their house and stuff built,
Mhm.
and I don't know if he had booted me or something, but I got booted back to my island.
Oh man,
But yeah, it seemed pretty cool,
nice.
pretty
I
cool. And then
I
I opened
was
up my island as well, and it gives you like a code that you give out to your friends. I don't know. I guess you just have to give them the code, and then they can come in or whatever.
okay. Nice.
But yeah, it's
I,
very very Nintendo like as far as online.
yeah, gatekeeping
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I was able to go to it wasn't an online island, but it was like a random Nook Miles trip island that
Mhm.
just takes you to a random place where you can get like different kinds of resources and
Oh, that's cool.
items. I think that was like 2,000 Nook Miles to go. But actually, I think the first one was free, so you can just go for free. But
Cool.
after that, it's 2,000. But you can
Yeah.
go the one I went to happened to be apples again, so it's
I
kind
got
of a luck.
peaches for you.
You got some, yeah, man. I need some peaches. I'm just
I need some-
need some of those peaches. But yeah, it was cool. Like I was able to recruit or invite. I don't know. I don't want to say recruit, but I was able to invite another animal to my island from there. I
Sweet.
don't know if that's how New Leaf worked. Like I'm not
I have no
super
idea.
familiar with it, but it was cool. I was like, I just talked to them like, "Hey, your island sounds cool. I'm gonna come to it." So I think tomorrow they'll be on my island, and I'll get to choose them a little spot.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I've mainly what I've been doing is just kind of gathering like wood and clearing up the all the weeds and stuff. And you get actually get a
yeah,
lot of money for the weeds. I think it's like 10 bells per weed. So like,
it's pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty nice.
There are a lot of weeds.
And then I got the axe at some point, and I started chopping this one tree down, and then a wasp's nest fell down, and I got chased by wasps. They ended up stinging me, and then like his little eyes shut or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like I went to talk to one of the NPCs on the island, and they're like, "Whoa, what happened to you?"
You ugly piece of crap.
And then like one of the NPCs are like, I don't know, he's kind of a troll because like I went up to he's like, "Oh, you're talking to me again? This island must not be big enough for the two of us," or something like that. I was
What?
like, "You dick."
Whoa, what's the guy's name?
I can't remember
You
his name. I
remember?
think he's like the owl maybe or something like that. I don't know if it's different for your island. I'm sure it is, but
Yeah, I have a few
I was
different
like,
people.
dude, 'cause there's like a pig and then there's something else.
Okay.
But I was like, damn, dude, like, I'm sorry.
Little jerk. And I didn't realize you could do this, but I kind of did this on accident. But Alicia and I were playing, and we were both like just going around shaking trees, trying to get
Yeah.
apples or tree branches or whatever have you. And I shook a tree, and a wasp nest fell out. And I ran, but I ran past Alicia, and the wasp stopped at her and stung her. I was like, "Oh shit! I didn't know you could do that."
Yeah, because I mean, there's no like once you get stung, there's no other than just like cosmetic. There's nothing that actually happens to you
Yeah,
that I
and
know of.
you can take medicine and cure it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Um.
It's just kind of funny. Like
Yeah,
you
it
can
was
kind
super funny.
of
But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it so
yeah,
far, and
it's really fun.
look forward to for it to open up even more
Mhm.
tomorrow when I get the new house. So
Yeah, it's kind of something to look forward to every day. Like it
yeah,
kind of came at the perfect time,
it's like
honestly.
like you said earlier, it's exactly what the world needs right now.
It is.
A life sim game about
Just
just a life sim game while you can't actually do anything in real
eh,
life,
yeah,
like at home.
it's
So
perfect.
yeah, yeah. But let's take a quick break. I'm gonna grab a drink, and
Okay,
then
same here.
we'll roll into some news. We got some juicy stuff coming up.
Some big juice.
Big juice. Welcome back, guys. We're gonna go ahead and dive into the news section of the week.
Oh
It
yeah,
was pretty decent amount of news this week.
yeah,
So Xbox and PS4 finally, well, PS4 specifically finally announced some specs for the console. We still don't know what it looks like.
mhm.
Still don't know what the control looks like. Obviously, no pricing or anything like that. But they did their what was supposed to be their GDC talk, but instead they did like a pre-recorded. I'm assuming it was pre-recorded. It may have been live. They had like some weird like I don't know if you actually watched it, Nick, but they had
I
like some
did.
weird
Yeah,
like cutout like people.
it
In
seemed pretty
this,
fake. Like it seemed
yeah,
like
no, it was super fake. So we'll go and start. So the talk itself. I mean, obviously it's a GDC talk. It's for developers.
very technical.
Very technical, super boring. I mean, Mark Cerny is a smart guy.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was just a super, very flat, super boring like talk.
He's not like a forward-facing company exec
Yeah,
that's going to be hyping up a system.
exactly. And in a world where we haven't heard anything about the PS5 other than the logo, I don't know if this was the best way to get people hyped for it. And again, I know it's for developers. It was for GDC, but
Yeah,
this is the first information we're really hearing about PS5. It was a little boring.
it was a little boring.
So I mean, it would have been cool if they would have like showed some gameplay of some games, or maybe showed the system off. Get something hype for people. Just this, if this was like, if we've already learned about the PS5 and this is just another like briefing about it, it would have been fine. But when this is the first thing that's hearing, it was very boring.
Yeah, like I feel like Xbox did it very well. Like they had some
Oh,
gameplay. They had Hellblade. And
Microsoft is absolutely crushing it when it comes to just being like straight up about their console.
being transparent. Like they're
being very forward about what's going on and what it looks like and what it does. So if you click in the notes, I've got a comparative chart.
I've already got one up, brother.
Sweet. So spec wise, I mean, obviously they're pretty similar.
Yeah, they're pretty similar, I'd say.
Xbox has more terafloppies, so it's a better system. It's more it is a more powerful system. Xbox Series X is.
Yeah, it's more floppies.
Yeah, more floppies. It's better. And honestly, I'm not super technical when it comes to like hardware.
Yeah, I'm not
specs.
either.
I don't know how you are with this kind of stuff, Nick. So a lot of this stuff is just kind of like a foreign language to me.
Right.
But we'll kind of like dive into some of the stuff. So over the weeks we've been talking about what the internal system memory is going to look like. So we know with the Series X you get 1 terabyte of internal storage on an SSD, so it's going to be much faster than a typical hard drive. Oddly enough, the PS5 is 825 gigabytes of SSD storage. Now, obviously,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, the 1 terabyte, we're not going to get a full 1 terabyte. There's always got to be room for like the OS and stuff like that. So that was a little weird with the 825.
Maybe it's just them being like strangely specific about how much you actually get.
Yeah, maybe it is really a terabyte, but you need 175 of it for OS stuff. Maybe they're just being straight up honest about it,
which is cool. I mean,
which is cool. I mean, I don't know if that's the case, but it's cool. If that's what it is,
right?
We still don't know anything about pricing yet, but looking at all this stuff, Nick, I honestly think that it's probably going to be a $600 machine for both of these.
See, I'm thinking 500.
I'm thinking it's going to be 600, and then because Xbox is supposed to have like a second SKU, like a less powerful version. So I think they might get away with having that second SKU. I don't know what PS5 is going to do. I don't want it to be $600, but I just
think
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that's what it's going to be.
Okay.
Looking at all the specs, and people were looking at the price of this stuff out in the market now, and just trying to come up with like a rough estimate. But yeah, I'm thinking it's probably going to be around $600.
Like with how powerful they're stating this thing is, like what, 4 times as powerful as Xbox One X, or 3 times, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like Xbox One X came out at $500.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it is 600 on launch. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that's how much the PS3 was on launch.
Yes. And they
crazy.
Yeah, and that's the reason why it kind of halted them. That's the reason why they had a slow start in that generation.
Yeah.
Times are different now. People pay thousands of dollars for phones and stuff. I just think we're at a point now where this stuff can be a little bit more expensive. People don't seem to have a problem, dropping $800-900 for an iPad or $1,200 for a phone. So I mean,
but also we are at a weird point. Some people might not be willing to pay that much for a console this year, especially with like everything happening this year.
Yeah.
I think they might, like, I know like neither one of the companies want to take a loss on the consoles, but I think that they might have to.
And typically, typically they do.
Yeah, typically they do.
They do take a loss. It may not be a huge loss, but I mean, if you're losing $30 per console, that adds up when you sell millions and millions of units.
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, as of right now, I don't think the consoles are going to get delayed. I definitely think there may be like a supply restraint. Just with all the stuff being manufactured over in China and other
Mhm.
countries like that, it's very possible that we'll have, we won't have a ton in the market. But I think my gut's telling me that it's 600. I mean, you'll have these systems for a while. It's not like you'll be upgrading every year or so, but
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. But going to the external storage, so PS4 has their NVMe SSD slot, so
Mm.
you can use any sort of SSD that is in the market for the PS5. With Microsoft, there was a mystery port that was in the bag that no one really knew what it was. So it is a Seagate proprietary external 1 terabyte SSD expansion card, meaning you can only buy it from Microsoft, and it's probably gonna be pretty expensive.
Yeah, proprietary basically means it was made for that
Yep.
specific system, and it's going to be more expensive than a regular 1 terabyte drive.
And if you need like kind of like a reference, remember the PlayStation Vita, how expensive those memory cards were?
Yep.
For like 32 gigs, it was like $100, something ridiculous. So, I mean, we're at a different point now where SSD cards and hard drives and stuff like that are cheaper than what we're used to in the past. But I got a feeling these things are going to be probably pretty expensive to upgrade.
Yeah.
So I'm a little disappointed that it's just 1 terabyte. With it possibly maybe being a $600 machine, I was kind of hoping at least two. I mean, there's so many games now that are 100 gigabytes or more. I mean, Call of Duty's right up there. Halo, Master Chief Collection, Halo 5, Gears. I mean, all of these, great first party games
Hmm.
are super, super heavy with the downloads. So, I mean, you might have 12 or 13 games on your machine and be full. But
And I'm not very technical with this kind of stuff, but
mm,
hopefully with a more powerful console, with a more powerful system, you can better take advantage of the space that you have and put a game that would normally be 100 gigs like Halo or whatever, Grand Theft Auto, I don't mean whatever, Grand Theft Auto, and have it, or quarter it. I mean, I don't know if that's even possible.
I don't think we'll start seeing smaller downloads, but I think they are looking into, and I know some games have done this already,
Mhm.
especially on like the PC side. But you download a game, let's say something like Halo, for instance. You
Mhm.
download the game, the full package. You play the campaign. Once you're done with the campaign, you can delete the campaign portion of the game. Obviously, you'll still have like your save backup and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But delete the campaign because you're not going to play it anymore, and just have the multiplayer, and that can significantly reduce like the space that's taken up on your machine. So I
Okay.
think that's stuff they can start looking into as dividing up your games that way.
Like a modular type
Exactly.
game.
Um,
That's what Call of Duty had.
yeah, exactly. So I think that's probably the direction we're going to go in going forward. I don't think we'll see I think we'll see games getting bigger and bigger, to be honest. But if they give
Mhm.
us that option where we can delete certain portions of the game, I think that would be a really nice, like, respectable way of, dealing with the consumers that, you know, especially with Xbox and their proprietary SSD slot. I mean, you're already paying $600 for this machine. Who knows how much another,
Terabyte.
SSD is going to be, or another terabyte, or whatever it is going to be. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle that going forward.
I just hope they have a good reason, and I hope it's a good price. I think it will be because they've kind of been really consumer friendly
That's
lately.
normally I would say it's going to be really expensive, but like you just said, I mean, especially them being so upfront and honest about everything that's been going on, with their marketing stuff for the new Xbox and Game Pass and just
Yeah.
the whole way they've kind of revamped the Xbox brand over the past couple of years. I think you're probably right. Hopefully, it'll be cheaper than what we expect, but it's
Right.
very interesting. At the on the GDC, video, they announced that like the top 100 PS4 games would be backwards compatible with PS5. And then a couple of days ago, they announced that no, there's actually a ton of games that are going to be backwards compatible, like over 4,000 or something. So it was a little bit of miscommunication
Yeah.
at first. We still don't know if there's going to be PS1, PS2, PS3 backwards compatibility. They specifically just mentioned PS4, and Xbox has already said that anything that works that's already backwards compatible with the Xbox One is going to work on the Series X.
Right.
So it's going to be. I don't know if everything's going to be backwards compatible for the PS5 going forward.
I mean, I can hope so, but I don't know. Like, have they done that in the past? I know they've typically sold that kind of feature
Well,
with
Xbox
PS
has
Now,
always
right?
been pretty good about backwards compatibility. I know the original PS3s were backwards compatibility with everything, but then the later models stopped having that feature.
Okay.
So I don't think Sony has been as great with their backwards compatibility stuff.
Yeah.
Just because
I
I mean
think so.
they want to resell games and stuff like that, but who knows?
Yeah. Who knows what the future looks like for these two?
So we saw the new controller, the new Series X controller.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Like the original, like the regular one we've got now. The D-pad looks super nice. I think it matches more in line of the Elite controller.
Yep. It looks like
That's super nice. I know the triggers have like a little bit of grip on them as well, which is cool. I mean, I love the Xbox One controller, and I think it's a little bit smaller to hold as well. With the new,
smaller and grippier.
yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's about everything that we're kind of looking at here. I'm trying to look and see.
Like I'm excited to see gameplay, and I'm excited to see games. Like,
Yeah,
show me the specs all you want, man, but show me the
yeah,
freaking games that are coming out on it.
yeah, and I can't remember if we talked about this last week, but obviously Xbox like announced like their like the suspend mode or whatever. We can have like up to 4 games suspended at once,
I think we talked about it, but I
which
don't think
is
we.
cool. I don't necessarily play games like 4 games at once, but it's cool to
Cool
have.
to have.
I'm definitely not complaining about that option, but
Yeah, and then they
yeah,
have
I'm
the.
like you. I just wanna see some games.
I want to see some new games, not games that have already come out that they've retroactively made better. I want to see.
I really want to see Halo, man.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
very
what we all
curious
want to see. We all want to see
because
what Halo.
they said they're not doing a battle royale,
Mhm.
but I don't know. A battle royale and for Halo would be kind of cool, but
Oh, really? Because you're pooping on Battle
I
Royale
was, but like
last week.
Halo, like literally, you have like the ODST, like they are the orbital drop shot troopers. That's what they do. So, that could be really cool, but they already said they're not doing it. But I'm looking forward to seeing like what
Whatever
that's
they
going to
do.
look like because I think it's going to be really, really awesome.
Yeah, it is. I think.
But I don't know with E3 being canceled and all that stuff. I just don't know, man. I don't know when we're going to start seeing some stuff. It's got to be soon because they got to like start getting the marketing and the hype train going for these consoles. So
I think we'll still see it around E3. I just don't think it'll be like in that same setting as E3 would be.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know
It's impossible to say at this point, but I think Xbox did announce like a digital presentation for
yeah,
June. So
Microsoft and Ubisoft said they were still going to do something. And in E3, the ESA said that they were going to try to work something together.
okay.
Some sort of digital event. So I don't know. Nick, I saw you put the Xbox release date announced.
Yeah, they said it was coming out in or around Thanksgiving 2020. So that's this
So
year.
I thought I read something that was actually wrong. That it's still supposed to come out like in the holidays.
Man.
Which
Well, that is holidays. You
yeah.
know?
I was thinking like maybe November at some point. Sometime in November is when this thing's gonna come out, or like late October. That's kind of like my time frame. I'm kind of because I would definitely want to get it out before Thanksgiving and Black Friday.
Right.
That way, you have people going nuts over that. But
yeah, maybe that was wrong. I don't know. I thought I saw that from like the
because
official.
right when those words came out of my mouth, I was like, wait, that is like right around the holidays. Like, okay, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's like in the Thanksgiving season. I don't
Mhm.
know. That might be BS, but like you can kind of guess that the consoles are kind of gonna come out right before Black Friday.
I would imagine like late October,
Yeah,
early
yeah.
November, maybe. I couldn't see them coming out after Black Friday. That just seems.
Even though they're not going to go on sale for Black
Of
Friday,
course not.
people are
Yeah.
still going to buy them.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like the Nintendo Switch. I mean, that thing didn't go on sale, but that thing sold like gangbusters on Black Friday.
They added a 3-year-old game to it and went and it sold like crazy.
It was the same exact bundle as last year.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right.
Salty Potato, I appreciate you following me. Oh, Nick, so I created a TikTok account.
Did you really?
Yes, I've been doing like videos and stuff.
Okay, I got. Well, now I got to download TikTok.
Dude, it's actually like Brittany got me super into it. It's. I mean, did you watch like Vines back in the day?
Yeah, I watch Vines.
It's kind of like that. I mean, it's pretty much exactly that. But I did like a little video of being saying that the show was we were doing the show tonight, so
Nice.
I get some more people coming in.
I've been going off of watching it on like watching TikToks on Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
But now I guess I gotta go through the app.
There's some actually funny stuff.
Yeah,
there.
good stuff.
Oh, appreciate that. I'm now at 100 followers on Twitch. That's pretty awesome.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
100.
Sweet. So Nick, we've been calling it for weeks, a month really. Nintendo finally dropped a new Direct. Are you excited?
And it was exactly what we didn't expect or want. That's so fun. No, I don't want to talk down to any of the games that were announced, but it is just exactly the opposite of what we were expecting.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as they announced we're doing an Indie Direct. I mean, there was definitely some really cool looking games on there. The new game from Hello Games, The Last Campfire looked pretty cool, very interesting art style. I mean, there's I Am Dead looked pretty cool.
I'm Dead.
There were some cool looking games, and I'm sure I'll definitely be checking out a lot of them. I did play the demo for Moving Out. Did you get a chance to play that?
I have not, but
It's the new game from
it looks really cool.
the developers of Overcooked.
Okay.
Yeah, me, Brittany, and Kaylee played Friday night, and it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to getting that.
Yeah, it looks really fun.
They ended the show with Exit the Gungeon. I don't know how I felt about that. As far as like a,
I never entered it, so like I sure as heck wasn't gonna exit it. you know what I'm saying? Like
I've never played it, but like when they were like one more thing to show, I was like, oh cool, what
like Hollow Knight or like
like some Hollow Knight
or something.
So yeah, it was. I mean, it ended with it. I mean, obviously, Enter the Gungeon's like pretty well regarded or whatever. So it was. I guess it was cool for people that enjoyed it, but it's already been out on Apple Arcade, I believe.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of a little bit of like lackluster. Lukewarm. The whole presentation was kind of like lukewarm, in my opinion.
And honestly, like before they showed the title of that game, it could have been any other side scroller indie game. Like, again, like I'm not a game developer. Like I don't want to talk trash about any game at all, but I don't know. It didn't look very unique.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't a game you ended a show on, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and they even made like one more thing, blah blah blah. So
yeah.
Hopefully the rumor's true, and we'll get another Direct this week coming up. Because I mean, God, what else does Nintendo have this year that we don't know about? I mean, Animal Crossing just came out, and obviously that's going to sell so many copies. I mean,
right.
But I mean, we don't really know anything else that's coming out.
We have Xenoblade remake. I mean, that's it.
So
I don't know.
I mean, we'll see. Hopefully we get some more stuff. But it was a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, a little bit of a bummer.
But I think it's just more the fact of like I want a proper direct, and we haven't had a proper direct. When was last like proper direct?
Like September or October, I think.
Yeah. So it's been a long time, Nintendo. Get your stuff together.
Yeah, man, just
Yeah.
put something out. It can be 10 minutes. I don't care.
I saw this story today, but GameStop is closing all their stores due to the coronavirus.
That's good.
They received a lot of backlash last week because they had announced that they're staying open because they're an essential, essential business.
Bro, they're not essential.
And then they also announced that like they were gonna release Doom on Thursday and Animal Crossing on Friday for like that way they didn't bring a lot of people in for the midnight release.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they ended up not doing that because they didn't want people to come in. Just GameStop in general, man. Like I don't want to see them close. I don't want to see them go bankrupt. I think they do have like maybe a proper place in the game industry for the time being. And I understand that as a failing business, in a time like this, you kind of have to stay open unless you're told not to, just because you can't afford to shut down. But I mean,
don't call yourself an essential service.
Like you're not like a restaurant.
Just because you sell keyboards and mice sometimes, doesn't mean you're.
I would say Best Buy is more of like an essential something.
Yeah, Best Buy, Office Depot, like maybe, but
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even consider them in a time like this. I would not consider them an essential, business to remain open or, at least limit their use or whatever.
Exactly.
So it was just, I don't know, they just keep digging themselves in holes. But
I want to see old Reginald pull him out of the hole.
Yeah, I just don't know if he can do anything, honestly.
It might be too far gone at this point to even, especially like with everything happening, like they can't even do the new initiatives they were trying to do because of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Like they can't.
Which is, I mean, it's just crappy. I know it's an unprecedented situation where, we've never really experienced something like this before, and these mass shutdowns and stuff. So, I mean, it just sucks that this year because obviously it's it was supposed to be a huge year for GameStop, with consoles coming out. There's always, because obviously you can't digitally buy a console. So, I mean,
you can't?
What? So people have to, well, Amazon, of course, but like, you have to buy it from some sort of retailer.
Right.
So obviously GameStop's a huge part of that. So that was supposed to be something that could prolong their inevitable shutdown or bankruptcy or whatever.
Keep them afloat for another year or two.
Yeah.
I don't
know. So yeah, it just sucks. It's crummy that it happened this year, but I don't really know what. I would not want to be in GameStop's shoes.
No, not right now.
But yeah, that's gonna do the news. I think there was a couple little smaller things, but we usually just try to hit the bigger stuff.
Hit the big news, the big topics.
But yeah, that's gonna do the show this week. I appreciate everyone that tuned in, that watched it, caught it live, and has been listening. I think I announced last week that we had reached over 200 downloads for the show. So that's again, that's pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, it's
and look forward to the audio version because Nick put together a little intro. It's going to be
a little diddly.
Yeah, it's a little diddle. So that's going to be pretty nice. And then I'm going to try to come up with some sort of artwork so I can get rid of the Atomic Reptar logo and actually get like a proper Gaming with the Bros logo going.
It does look good, but it would be nice to have a.
Yeah, so I'm going to work on something with that. Yeah. And then with the YouTube video this week, I want to kind of do something a little different. So I'll let you know, or you'll see it. I'm not going to say anything because in case I don't do it, but I want to try to.
Tell me after we finish recording.
Yeah. So, I mean, next week we'll be obviously putting more input with Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't plan on getting Doom anytime soon. I don't know about
not yet. Yeah.
So we probably won't be talking about Doom, but I heard like with like Giant Bombcast and a couple other podcasts I listened to, like it seems really awesome.
Yeah.
So I do want to play it, but I don't know.
I'll probably get Resident Evil next and then
Yes. Oh,
get
Resident Evil.
Doom at some point.
April 3rd, right? Is it April 3rd? That comes
Yeah,
out?
it's pretty soon. It's
Yeah.
just like 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
Or a
So
week and
that's
a
super exciting. So nothing like Animal Crossing and a little bit of Resident Evil to mix together.
half. Really sets the mood.
But you can email us at gamingwiththebros@yahoo.com. Send us anything. We'll take it all. That's what we
Yeah,
do.
especially during these hard times of the coronavirus.
Yeah, seriously. We want to know
How are
what
you
your
doing?
quarantine situations are like. What games are you playing? How you've been handling everything. Here in North Carolina, I mean, it's not quite it doesn't feel quite like a quarantine, but I know in other places like California and New York City where there's higher population, obviously you kind of have to stay indoors. So let us know how that's going. Let us know what games you've been playing. Any questions you have for us, let us know. And I think I want to do like a Twitter or something for it too. That way people can just like tweet us or whatever. That way you don't have to email if you don't want to do that. And you can always comment on the YouTube channel or anything like that. Just comment your questions and stuff like that. And lastly, if you don't mind, just dropping a review for us on your favorite podcasting platform. Yeah, definitely helps us in the long run.
And just to add on, like we hope everyone is staying safe out there. Like
Definitely.
it's bad. Like there's no getting around it. Like it's definitely I think getting worse in the US and especially like around the globe. I know it's like slowing down. It's a slowed down in China and
Which is good, yeah.
Yeah, a few other countries, but I mean, just stay safe and wash your hands.
Yep.
I mean,
Wash
there's
your
only
hands.
so much you can do, but
Yeah. Make sure, I mean, if you don't have to go out, don't go out. I mean,
Right.
obviously you got to, stock up on groceries and stuff. Obviously you have to. Just take the precautions that you need to.
Mhm.
And just wash your hands. That's all you got to do. It's just
wash your hands. Like I felt bad even going home this weekend because I was like, if I have something, which I
Yeah,
don't think I do, I don't want to give it to our parents.
exactly. Because you may not. I mean, you may have it on you and you just don't get sick. I mean, everyone treats sicknesses differently. So
Mm.
if you have like a mild cough or something, you might have it. I mean, there's just
You never know.
yeah, you never know. So yeah, try to stay away from people, especially older people. They seem to be the ones that are most susceptible to this. I know with our grandparents, or I know Robbie, our uncle, is giving them supplies and stuff that they need. I talked to Nana a couple of days ago. It was her birthday.
Yeah, she seems like she's doing all right. So.
Yeah, she seems like she's quarantined herself in the house. So
yeah,
that's good. So yeah, just be mindful and respectful of older people. And yeah, we will see you guys next week, same time. And I hope you guys have a safe week and enjoy that Animal Crossing because it's great.
Yeah, live in that world right now.
Yeah, live in that world.
That's the world's best world to be in right now.
Yeah, if you want to talk to your friends, go in that world.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we will see y'all next week.
See you later.